Tiffany Richards is an American volunteer in Moldova, trying to help the former Soviet country's large and troubled Roma minority. As a U.S. Fulbright scholar, she has worked for the past year at the National Roma Center in Chisinau. She helps raise money and awareness of the challenges minorities face. Racism is a problem here, something she's experienced firsthand.
Being black in Moldova, I'm othered. I mean, no matter how, if I spoke flawless Russian, which I don't, I would never pass. And there are a few incidents where people did call me the N-word when I was here. And I think I spoke to our director, Nikolai, and he was very supportive, told me, that's not right, that shouldn't happen, this is what I can say to them, not swearing, but what I could say to them to let them know that this isn't nice, this isn't respectful.
Moldova has a population of more than 3 million. Estimates of the number of Roma living there vary widely, from the government's 12,500 to as many as 150,000 counted by human rights groups. In one of the poorest countries in Europe, the Roma community is among the most destitute, shoved to the fringes of society.
In America, there aren't many Roma, and people aren't very familiar with the Roma community there. So for me as an American, my exposure to Roma had been primarily in Europe, and there are all these negative stereotypes, all these really, people saying really horrible things that I was shocked that they were doing that, but I wanted to know why. I wanted to know more about this community. And so that's why I sought out volunteering here.
International rights groups say Moldova's Roma have much worse access to jobs, education, and housing than the wider population.
Something that 17% of Roma don't have access to educational facilities where they live. And this one woman, she had this look of just, shock on her face, and I was like, what do you think about this? And she's like, no access, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if it was there, they wouldn't go. They don't want to learn. They don't care. And it was just a shocking, she was an English teacher. She was a teacher.
Over the past year, Richards has adapted to life in Moldova, a country she knew little about before arriving here. Her colleagues at the National Roma Center have high praise for what she has contributed.
Persoane de culoare neagră au venit în Republica Moldova și încearcă ceva să facă pentru romi. Și anume, din acest punct a apărut și admirația față de ea. Că zic, ok, dacă la un moment dat încerci tu să te proiectezi în situația aceea, dacă eu m-aș duce în SUA, eu aș încerca să fac ceva pentru comunitatea lor sau nu? Da, și atunci începi să te întrebi singur pe tine și începi să te gândești la motivația ta. Dacă tu ai fi în altă țară, tu ai face asta?
Richards is hopeful that Moldova's increasing exposure to the West will help change hearts and minds.
The best thing would be that a strengthened, democratic, and transparent Moldovan state is something that people will want to be a part of, and it's something that they'll help build.
Richards is finishing her year-long stint in Chisinau. She'll return home with a fresh perspective on the challenges in confronting ignorance and overcoming prejudice, wherever it exists.